What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the TRÜF Life Podcast. I'm your host, Tyren Johnson, professional basketball player currently playing in France, and I host this podcast called TRÜF Life. We in the financial literacy season. We talking about our finances. I make this podcast for athletes. I make this podcast for the everyday person so everyone can relate. And the topic we talking about today, everyone can relate. That topic is, don't be fooled by the Joneses. Don't be fooled by what you see in society today. What you see going on social media, what you see going on, the optics in society, most of it's not real. You got some of the poorest people in the world living like they're the 1%. We live in a world that's full of filters, full of uploads, full of manipulation, counterfeits, ignorance. We live in a weird world today where people would rather look rich than actually be rich. That's the world we live in today. I hear rappers talk all the time about how you need so much jewelry around your neck and a certain type of watch around your wrist for someone to take you serious, for the people to take you serious. The sad thing is there's some truth in that. The other sad thing is that it takes away the art of rap, takes away the art of music. We used to value a person by what they said. How did they impact us? How did they make us feel? That's how we used to value musicians. We still do to a certain degree, but that rapper was kind of telling the truth. People will see an artist with these big chains on, Lamborghinis, the Rolls Royces, the fancy cars, and automatically equate that to he is popping. Well, these rappers go to jail, fighting RICO charges. These rappers get killed because they're still in the streets. These rappers get robbed because they still live in certain places that don't coincide with the lifestyle that they live, because they got to play keep up. If you're not really making money from rap, but you look like you're making money from rap, some kind of way it's going to catch up to you. You can't have a Rolls Royce in the hood, bro. Master P said it, you're going to be cheese. Everybody's going to try to come and get you. You just stunting in a bunch of poor people's face. That ain't going to work. That's why they say most rappers get killed in their own hometown. Most of the time when those rappers get killed, it's because they've lost the connection with the town. And they come back with their jewelry. They come back with their cars. They come back with their houses and their turkeys on Christmas, but they don't come back with the hood. You can't live in the hood and drive a $500,000 car. It just doesn't make sense. Don't be fooled by the Joneses, man. Most of these rappers are broke. Most of these athletes are broke. Most of these actors are broke. A lot of these celebrities are broke. They make a ton of money, but they spend just as much. So they're broke. You look at some of the most successful people, look at some of the most richest people, and you'll see there's not a Gucci belt, a fancy car in sight. It's nothing wrong with material things. There's nothing wrong with Gucci belts. There's nothing wrong with Lamborghinis. There's nothing wrong with big houses and mansions. But what I'm telling you is that they got the money to do it and that they don't do it. We don't have the money to do it and we still do it. I say we because I participated. So you don't have the money. Just because you could buy something doesn't mean that you can afford it. Yes, you got 10,000 in the bank, so you can buy some Louboutins. You can buy a Chanel purse. You can buy bottles in the club. Spend $7,000 in one day. You got the money, but can you afford it? You only got $2,000 left. Rent's $1,000. That's $1,000. Lifestyle, $1,000. You broke. You see where I'm going with this? Don't go broke trying to look rich. Don't make no sense. Because here's the fact. The average American household makes less than $60K. Average household make less than $60K. I looked up stats for black people. I'm not sure if this for all men, but they say that most black men, I think, makes around $45K. Women, a little bit underneath that. So if we got people making $45,000 a year, gross, it's not including taxes. It's not including child support, bills, lifestyle. And we riding in cars that cost the same amount of our salary. That don't make sense. That just don't make sense. When you look at the average millionaire, they're not riding those cars. They're buying those cars. They're buying used cars. They're not buying brand new cars. Some do, but most of them are not buying brand new cars. Most of them are not living in mansions. I learned all of this from the book, The Millionaire Next Door. People have done studies on this. Millionaires in mansions say that they only use the kitchen, the bedroom, and the living room sometimes. They were using 10% of the mansion. It's a bad investment. You don't become rich. You don't become a millionaire by being dumb. You can get lucky. You can be left some money, but most people are first generational millionaires. They work to become that. You don't become a millionaire by being dumb. The thing is, we got to start understanding is that rich is subjective. Rich is subjective. What you think is rich might not be rich to someone else. You making $200,000 a year might be club money for another person. So rich is subjective. You can't live no one else's life. I can't live Jay-Z's life. Jay-Z's a billionaire. If he wants to buy a Rolls Royce, bro, buy 10 of them. He got the bread to do it. But if I get inspired by Jay-Z and see that he got a Rolls Royce and I got $1 million and he got $1 billion and I buy a $500,000 car, that's retarded. That's retarded. I seen a clip of one of my online mentors, my guy Grant Cardone. He's got $1 billion in real estate. He drives a Rolls Royce Cullinan. He's like, guess what? I didn't buy this, man. It's a gift. Rich people don't buy expensive cars. Rich people don't buy expensive clothes. It's given to them most of the time. It's crazy, right? The more money you get, the more free stuff you get. Because people know that people are inspired by rich people. So if they give the rich people the free stuff, they know that you'll be influenced and want you to buy. Because you see, Polo don't make money off of their Purple Label brand. Polo make money off of the polos at Marshalls, the $60, $70 polos, the $50 polos. But they set exclusive brand to make you aspire to want to be a part of that. It's like Mercedes. The EClass is worth nothing without the Maybach. If the EClass was the highest tier of Mercedes-Benz, it wouldn't be as valuable. But because Mercedes-Benz got that Maybach, you can't afford that Maybach, but you'll get the next thing closest to it, which is the EClass or some other lower brand of the Mercedes-Benz. So I'm saying is the EClass might be rich to you, but it ain't nothing to the guy in the Maybach. your Toyota might be a lot to you, but it ain't nothing to the person in the E-Class. Feel what I'm saying? It's all subjective. I met a homeless guy one time, and he told me he wasn't homeless. He said he was houseless. I was like, okay, I see where you're going. I think I see where you're going. He was like, man, I got the best sunrise every morning. I got the best sunset every night. Crime is low in this community. People not bugging me. I eat well. I'm living life. You see, I get to go around and paint all day and all night. Food is free. Water is free. I get to paint what I love to do the most. And I get the best sunrises and sunset. And I've met some amazing people like you along the way. And I was shocked. This man was living in harmony with the earth. While everybody running by him, hustling and bustling, trying to make a dollar, looking down upon him, he's actually looking down upon them. Same guy that they calling homeless, he's looking at them and calling them purposeless. Ooh, I was like, what you mean purposeless? It's like, well, they're just going to work a job carrying out someone else's dream just to support their inflated lifestyle. He said if they were passionate about their job, I would understand. But do you see a lot of passion in these streets? See a lot of people walking around here, they're pissed. They're moving at rapid pace. They can't even enjoy what's around them because they're on a clock. See, I'm on no clock. I'm on Earth's clock. And I was like, oh. That's when I realized rich was subjective. And that's when I became a minimalist. I started realizing most of the things that I was buying, society created that mindset for me. I wasn't into those things. I was influenced by friends, family, and society. Now I realize what I'm really into, and my net worth is shooting up monthly because I don't spend much. I don't need much. You can't compare yourself to the world, man. You have to realize that you're doing better than you think. Majority of the world is poor. I'm going to say it again. Majority of the world is poor financially. You can't compare yourself to them. You're doing way better than you think, man. You got running water. You got heat. You got air conditioning. You got food weekly. You got a car. You got a roof over your head that you didn't have to build. You're doing better than most. Stop looking at your life and comparing it to these celebrities because they got their struggles too. They got their struggles too. Don't try to keep up with the Jones. Live below your means. I got to repeat that one. Live below your means. That's what rich people do. You want to follow successful people? Do what they do. They live below their means. Because they're focused on getting multiple streams of passive income. They're focused on getting their money to work for them so that they can get more time to their family, more time to their community, more time to themselves. They live below their means. When you buy all of this material things, you got to keep up. You got to constantly work. You got to put out more albums. You got to run more laps. You got to play more games. You got to go to more jobs. You got to work more hours. That ain't life. Life ain't about working, bro. Life is free. That's why I preach this truth life shit, because it's free. Freedom. The last thing is freedom. Take respect until freedom. Not take respect and work some more. It ain't about that. Money is fiat. Shit don't got no real value. We put value on money. You are valuable. What can you bring to somebody's life? How can you help somebody solve a situation? How can you make somebody else's life easier? That's the value. That's the money. You can get whatever you want doing that. People need pineapples. Can you provide that? You're rich. If you're a good artist, people want paintings. Can you provide that? You're rich. It's simple. I would suggest that you guys check out the book, The Millionaire Next Door, to see why you shouldn't keep up with the Jones. I would suggest reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad to see how a rich person think and how a poor person think. Those are two of my favorite books. I would also suggest that you sit down with yourself, find out who you are, and find your perfect life. What type of house you want, what type of car you want, what type of friends you want, what type of food you want to eat, what type of vacations you want to take, create a bucket list, what type of life you want for your wife, what type of life you want for your kids. Break it down. Go and get that. You don't need much more than that. If you get more, great, it's a bonus. But go and get that. Don't worry about nobody else's life. They got their own life. Some people inspired to live in a penthouse in Miami with a Rolls Royce coming up through the elevator, and that's their life. Nothing's wrong with that. I'm not against having extravagant things. Some people want a yacht. Some people that they ride in once a year. Some people want an airplane. Go get that. If you got the bread, but don't go broke to get that, because you don't need that. You want that. So don't go broke. Don't put in all that work and spend all the bread on things that you want. Make sure that you got the things that you need. Invest the bread to get the things that you want. And live a life that you can live, a life of purpose, live a life of happiness. That's all I got today, man. Please leave a comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. If you're listening to this on the podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, please leave a review, subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends and family. Listen, man, we got to make them pay every day so that we can live a truth life. This truth life is very important. We got to live it, man. I'm out. Until next time, baby.